Changes in the genetic code accumulate to make things better, smarter, better able to survive, stronger. But medical science has shown us that these changes result in disease.
Decidedly so. And it's exactly what the Bible teaches us. The consequence of the curse was that everything was running downhill. And prior to the curse, man was to live indefinitely. If we look at the natural laws of science, what happens to materials as you sit and observe them? And they don't progressively make themselves more specific and more detailed. And a simple example is if you leave your car, it doesn't turn into a Cadillac. It turns into a deteriorated lump of rust. And that is really what basically all of our fundamental laws of science are saying. So that what I just described was the second law of thermodynamics, which simply says that as you observe systems, they're continually running down until the point that all the molecules are essentially in equilibrium. You have no discriminating specification of any of them. You can't get there by chance is the long and short of it. The fundamental question that you have to ask is, where did life come from? Did life come from nothing? If you look at all the theories, and including the theory of evolution, every one of them starts with something. The evolutionary theory, the evolution start with a slime mold. The slime mold turns into a human being. But if you accept the reality that the physical world, under the present laws of physics, are continually deteriorating to ultimate equilibrium and destruction, such as this first and second law of thermodynamics say. The first law of thermodynamics says, for example, nothing is now being created nor destroyed. And if everything is under the process of deterioration, then ultimately everything dies. And in other words, what we see, apprehend in the material world, is gradually degenerating and coming to death. Now, that forces the conclusion that there had to be a beginning. And if there was a beginning, then the beginning was nothing. And somehow you have to get from nothing to something. And you can't get there by any of the physical laws that we know. There's only one way to get from nothing to something, and that's what the book of Genesis tells us exactly how it does. And it's the only document that we have that addresses how you get from nothing to something. All of the other philosophical ideologies all start with something. Now, you want to insist that you know how creation came about without the existence of our Maker. You have to explain how to violate all the laws of physics and go from nothing to something by chance.